Mochizuki serving first. A nice rally there. Sinner feeling out Mochizuki and sprays a forehand long, 15 love. Mochizuki's never been on a stage like this before. This is the beauty of tennis. I forgot to clip my mic. You probably didn't hear what I said. It's going to be crucial for Mochizuki to have a good start in this one. And he does. Plays 2 good points. Rock solid. The beauty of tennis is a guy like this make it into the 4th round, because there was absolutely no reason, let's say, why he should have made it here. He had a hard time winning matches at challengers. He's ranked 151. We'll get into his results in a little bit more detail, but it shows you how good these guys are that are ranked between 100 and 200. And he's able to come through the qualies, win 6 matches to make it into this 4th round. The first 2 matches in the qualies are best of 3, and then the final of the qualies is best of 5. So he won 4 best of 5 matches in a row. And it's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Mochizuki serving at 30-15, 40-15. He pumps the fist. This is a dream start for Mochizuki. Because, this is the grandest stage of tennis. It's got to be tough to come out here if you've never been in a situation like this before. Move this palm tree is on its last legs here. Nice hold here from Mochizuki. It's got to be nerve-wracking to come out here and play your best tennis. So this is a dream start right here. Mochizuki holds the 15. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I watch a tremendous amount of tennis, but I've never seen Mochizuki play. I do watch challengers here and there, but I don't keep up with the challengers. I mean, there's only so much tennis you can watch, right? I've never seen this guy play. But as I said in one of my daily wrap-ups, I had a mental image of what this guy was going to play like. And then when I saw him, I was like, okay, this is the Japanese style. Crafty, super fast, great transition game. Most of the Japanese players are just great all-around players, very good on quick surfaces. Nishikori is not like that. He grew up at Bollettieri. He's just a modern power player, so to speak. But Mochizuki, on the other hand, that's how I would picture a Japanese player. Of course, you never can generalize, but to some degree, there is some similarities with players from the same country. It used to be a lot more back in the day. Swedish guys used to play a certain way, Spanish guys used to play a certain way. Now, the tour, I'm not going to say that everybody plays the same. They don't. But we don't have that many styles of play anymore. And the techniques, although everybody's got a little bit different style, there's a lot of commonalities. But Mochizuki, for sure, some unorthodoxies in his technique. We'll break it down as this match goes on. But Sinner, love 15 on his serve. And there's that big serve from Sinner. 15 all. The thing about Sinner at this Wimbledon tournament, he's been rusty. And it's expected for him to be rusty because he didn't play a warm-up tournament, even though I don't like calling them warm-up tournaments. Every tournament is important, for itself. But he came in here with a lot of rust, and it showed. But interestingly, the serve has been solid from the first match to the 3rd match. Let's see how it is today, but I thought Sinner's been serving really well. Percentages have been good. Getting a lot of free points, a lot of aces, so that's a good sign for Yannick, because I do think he'll start cleaning up his ground game. He'll become more consistent as this tournament goes on. He will need to in order to win this thing again. 15-30. And again, big serve from Yannick, cleans up that short ball from inside the service line, 30-all. We'll discuss Sabalenka. We'll discuss why I'm just showing up for the third match. We're gonna break down what's been going on, but let's wait until the first changeover, okay? It's 30-all points. Center with the cross-court backhand. Mochizuki with a very crafty backhand cross-court pass. Break point Mochizuki. Are you kidding me? Look at his backhand pass. That is crafty right there. Cross-court angled pass. .30-40 break point chance for Mochizuki. Big serve from Yannick, good return from Mochizuki, and an excellent down the line backhand from Yannick puts the pressure on Mochizuki, who overhits his forehand long. Center saves break point, it's deuce. Kidan with some great information. Mochi won Junior Wimbledon 2019. Thank you, Kidan. I wasn't aware of that. Ace from Sinner. Out wide, add in. His game suits grass courts for sure, Mochizuki. Great transition game. Can keep the ball low, is extremely quick. Squash shot from Mochizuki. Sinner with the down the line forehand. Was it in? Mochizuki is checking. It appears to have hit the line. Sinner holds, 1-all. Let's see if Yannick can apply the pressure on the Mochizuki serve. Hey Anna, how you doing? How good was Osaka? She was very good. Played exceptionally well. First serve goes long. Second serve from Mochizuki. Sinner hit a really good return. Got a short ball back and then hit the forehand right into the racket of Mochizuki. But he couldn't do enough with the backhand pass. Low 15. Sinner knocks off the volley into the open court. Can you answer the question from yesterday about changing your technique if it looks ugly but does the job? You know, I was thinking about like the live streams and all that. And, you know, these type of questions that get me out of the zone of the match, I don't mind them and I'll keep doing them, but I'll really have to save them for the changeovers, because I'm a type of guy when I start answering, you know, I lose track of the match, to be quite honest with you. I'm still watching, but I'm not like focused on it, and I'm talking about whatever the technical question was for like the whole game. I lose track of the match, so I don't mind doing it, but only in the changeovers, you know, not while the match is going on, because I gotta concentrate, I gotta focus, I gotta absorb the match to the best of my ability. Love 30. Sinner with the window right here to get a break. on Mochizuki. Sinner rips the backhand down the line. It's a little bit extra speed there. Love 40. 3 breakpoint chances for Jannik. And I'm going to get into that in the changeover, okay? What happened this morning? Yes, I'll discuss everything. Sinner with a great defense, but Mochizuki too strong at the net. Very crafty up there at the net, Mochizuki. And very quick too. It's a little forehand chip too from half court. The way he like kind of chopped that ball up. And a very crafty guy. Mochizuki with a very interesting forehand technique. It almost looks like the racket finishes underneath his arm. I would have to see slow-mo, but it looks almost like he's finishing here on that forehand. Rips it down the line, saves the second break point, 30-40. Sinner with the down the line backhand. And Mochizuki cannot get to it. Break Sinner. 2-1. Like I said yesterday, I expect this to be the most comfortable match for Jannik and the best match for Jannik so far. I think he's going to be rock solid in this one. He's going to start finding his game from the baseline. Less unforced errors, less like these shank forehands. He's going to continue to serve well. This will be a very straightforward match for Jannik. Mochizuki simply doesn't have enough weapons to break Sinner's rhythm or to, keep Sinner's racket out of his hand, so to speak, with some big serves and stuff like that. So, all right, so finally, Tease Cody. What did you ask about technique? Changing your technique. Okay, all right, I got you. Changing your technique if it looks ugly but does the job. So, you know what? It's tricky because sometimes fundamentally sound technique can be ugly. Why is that? Because some players are less gifted than others. It looks more cumbersome when they swing. Their movements look more awkward, less coordinated, but still these players could be even high-level players, even professional level players, and they have fundamentally sound technique, but yet their strokes look ugly. So that's certainly true. And in that case, it is what it is. There's not much you can do, However, you said if the technique looks ugly but does the job, you're probably referring to players that have indeed fundamentally deficient technique, but yet they do well at the amateur level. That's something that I discussed in many videos. That's going to work well at certain rec levels, but eventually you're going to stagnate. You're going to reach a plateau, and you're not going to advance past a certain level if you have fundamental flaws in your technique. So when it comes to technique, it's all about building fundamentally sound technique. And whether it looks pretty or not pretty, I don't think you have too much control over that, to be honest with you. It's just that some players look great out there. They also move smooth, and there are some other ones who don't have that. So in the context of being fit and having sound technique, there's not much you can do there. So hope that answers your question. Center 30 love. He's going to be taking care of business today on his serve. Yeah, Novak was lucky Safiullin choked that first set. Could have been a tougher match. I watched portions of that one. I'm going to have to rewatch it. it looked like Safiullin was playing really well. He was up a break, right, through the vast majority of it. I think they broke each other back and forth early, and then I don't know. I haven't seen it, but it looked like Safiullin was up, and then Novak came back. Looked like a brutal match. I'm gonna have to familiarize myself with that match before I can comment on it. But it's concerning. I think it went 3+ hours. That's definitely concerning for Novak. He's playing well, but that's a concerning type of match for him in the 4th round. Let's see how the next match goes. It's another longer one. I'm afraid the battery is going to be low when he plays Sinner in the semis. That's the biggest challenge for Novak, to go into that match fresh. And I think it's just too long, that match against Safiullin, too tough. But again, I need to watch it first to see what was up. Mochizuki, 15 love. Sinner rips cross court. Love, 30 love. Monique asked about the roof. The roof could affect Dimitrov, but didn't explain why. I think with Dimitrov, the worry is that they closed the roof last year in the 4th round against Sinner, and that's when he hurt himself. So I think everybody is referring to that, maybe implicating that Dimitrov got cold and hurt himself from that. But if you watch my live stream yesterday, I went in depth on the Dimitrov injury, and he said he actually hurt himself the day before or 2 days before. Got his hand caught in his pocket. It looks like a freak thing, and that's where he initially did the damage, and then it just got worse. It's so weird, that story. I'll bring it up again next time Dimitrov plays, but it's so weird because Dimitrov was serving faster, like without trying to serve faster. And I don't know if that's related to him like pulling something there in the pectoral area. Nice hold here from Mochizuki. And as far as the roof is concerned, it's I'll be honest with you, I don't know, because I'm getting conflicting things from players. Some players are saying it plays slower and it's more humid, so it's hard to say. Overall, I think some players prefer indoor conditions over others, but it comes down to the head-to-head too. It's kind of tough to generalize regarding the roof. But for me, an outdoor tournament should be played outdoors if it's possible. I think it's awesome that they have a roof. But if there's a choice, if the weather is okay, they should try to keep the roof open and let the outdoor factors play a role, because some players are better at dealing with the outdoor factors than others, and players might spend a lot of time training in the wind or in the sun or whatever else, and they should be rewarded for handling those type of conditions well. And when you close the roof, you take all that out of the equation. So again, like, it's cool that they have a roof, because Wimbledon back in the day, it was like raining so much, and it was so annoying to have everyday rain delays and stuff, and no tennis, and you had to wait. So this is awesome. But yeah. Whoa, Mochizuki, what a return there. Wow. Sinner serves and volleys with a wide serve, and Mochizuki with the completely just redirectory return, like takes a backswing, a very unorthodox backswing, and just redirects it cross court for a winner. Love 15. Sinner responds with a monster serve. $15. Yeah, I saw that Fokina won the fourth set. Well, Struff and Hurkacz. How about that one? Okay, let me now get into Sinner 30-15. Let me now get into why I had to skip the first two matches. And I was asking you guys yesterday whether you wanted me to stream Pegula, Jovic, or Djokovic, Safiullin. And Pegula ended up winning. Djokovic ended up winning. So what happened was, I don't know if you guys, I don't know how many of you are familiar with some of the people that I feature in my videos. I don't know if this is like a live stream only audience, how many of you have crossed over from my regular videos. But in any case, there's a player called Emma Burgic who I feature in a lot of my videos. And we, for a while now, wanted to record something, and we couldn't because I was busy, she was busy, it was raining, whatever. And it turned out she's leaving today to play Intense, which is like a new tennis league, kind of similar to like World Team Tennis. So she had to drive to Atlanta. And today was literally the last opportunity to do this, what we're planning to do. And so I told her, okay, let's do it, you know. So I forfeited that match, Djokovic Safiullin. Went and recorded that with Emma, but then also used the opportunity to make the Iyala serve video, which a lot of people have requested. So that's probably going to come out today. And then the video with Emma will come out later, but that was the reason. I kept my eye on a lot of matches, and I watched pretty much all of the Osaka-Sabalenka match, and I got to say, Sinner holds 4-2. My predictions turned out to be pretty good, you know, and it's so fun. Listen, I do predictions for fun, you know. I never in my life have I ever bet anything on tennis, or never will I ever do that, because that would ruin the fun for me. But I do like predicting. I've done it before YouTube. I've filled out brackets even before that, so I do enjoy doing it. I put a lot of thought into it. But it's so funny, like those videos that I make prior to the Grand Slam starting with the predictions, there's so many trolls in there. Like when the tournament starts, everybody goes back to that video. Nice rally from Mochizuki there. 30 love. Everybody goes back to that video and then starts leaving really stupid comments like, oh, you got everything wrong. And it's actually kind of cool that that video kind of stays evergreen for a couple of weeks, because people love to go in there and troll. But on the other hand, I haven't checked today, but I would like some congratulatory comments too for some of these amazing picks from today. It's not bad, huh? I picked Osaka to beat Sabalenka, and I picked Pegula to beat Jovic. The early rounds were not that great, but the later rounds turned out to be all right, actually. But again, for me, it's like, it's fun to fill those out, the predictions, because it creates excitement for the tournament. And then you know, and I'm the first guy that's going to be self-deprecating and talking about my draw is busted and I picked so bad. You know, I've made videos like that. So I'm not trying to brag or anything. Listen, tennis is unpredictable, and that's what makes it fun. If it was all predictable, it'd be boring. I gotta say, so far Mochizuki playing better than I expected him to play. I thought maybe Sinner was going to blaze through this first set. Mochizuki could potentially be affected by the circumstance, but Ki Dan mentioned that Mochizuki won Junior Wimbledon. I did not know that. I should have, but I did familiarize myself with his pro results, but I didn't realize he won Wimbledon. So in that case, if you win Junior Wimbledon, you do get comfortable on the big courts. But if you're truly a challenger player, it's never played a Grand Slam, and that's never played on center court, I think it can be a problem in the beginning of the match. But it's not at all from Mochizuki. He's been playing well. Down a break, but he's been playing really well. Yeah, I picked Pegula Noskova final. Yeah, but I mean, like, Noskova could have easily lost to Kristea. Like, that was so close. It could have gone either way. But yeah, I did pick that. What do you think of Swiatek? I did a whole video on it, several videos on that. My day 6 wrap up, check that one out from yesterday. I talked in depth about Iala Swiatek. Sinner serving up 4-3. Mochizuki pretty close to the baseline. He got good reflexes too. He is so quick. But Sinner rock solid there. Knocks off that volley into the open court. 15-love. Hey, Ki Dan, I played today actually with Emma. I was hitting some balls today. It didn't feel too bad. I played actually with this racket. It was so cool. I played today. I was hitting some balls. Played for like 10 minutes and I was out of breath. But yeah, I played today. It didn't feel too bad, my calf. It's been hurting though, like just walking around. But then today I played and I didn't really feel it. So I think I'm close to starting to play again. Like matches and stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, look, I mean, I'm going to continue to release videos, lessons, matches, all kinds of technical videos. Obviously, not in a Grand Slam, because I feel like I want to make the Grand Slam exclusive on my channel for the 2 weeks when it's on, and not mix things up too much, because I think it would hurt the algorithm. It would confuse the audience. But then once the Grand Slam is over, that's when I'll start putting in some other type of videos as well. Rock solid game there from Sinner. Up 5-3. Let's see if he can break Mochizuki and serve first in the second set. Yeah, Troy Moore. Look, my bracket actually, like, I always count the first round, and it's interesting to see the numbers, like, because I've done it now, what, maybe 2 years, 3 years in a row, and I count how many I got right in the first round, so it's out of 64. And I gotta say, like, my women's picks have been getting worse and worse. My men's picks have stayed kind of steady. I really don't know why the women's picks are getting worse. Like, it's kind of weird. But the numbers have been really bad in the women's. But it's always around the same. I would say it's like between 40 and 50 correct out of 64. Like, if I'm doing really well, I'm closer to 50. I'll never hit 50, I don't think. But I'm close. I'm like high 40s if I'm doing good, and I'm low 40s or high 30s if I'm doing poorly. And it used to, men and women both be in the mid 40s on average, I would say. But then lately, I've been in the high 30s on the women. So getting a ton of stuff wrong on the women, which is weird. That's just for the first round. Later on, I don't do like what serve does and do the redraw and all that. Once I pick, that's it. I kind of stick with it. And to be honest with you, like picking later rounds, it's challenging in the women's, but it's not really that challenging in the men's. What's challenging is like, this might be a guy that's a surprise picking that's tough, but like, I mean, Sinner Djokovic semifinal, like, give me a break. Like, it's high likelihood that will happen, or Zverev going deep at Roland Garros with it, like stuff like that is just, it's very, very simple. Beautiful point there from Mochizuki. Guesses right there, anticipated that backhand pass from Sinner, knocks off the volley down the line. He's like gliding around the court, Mochizuki. He's just so stable out there on the court. Excellent. (30-15). Where are Lucy and Simone? I don't know, actually. They're not here. They're not here. Lucy will sleep in my closet. She sleeps on my clothes. So I always put like a blanket on there so she doesn't put like fur all over my clothes. So she's in there a lot. And Simone, usually with me everywhere I am, but right now he's not here. I don't know where he is. Second serve here from Mochizuki. There's a big opportunity for Sinner to get that double break. Double fault. Sinner with the set point, 30-40. And too much power for Mochizuki to handle. Sinner wins the first set, 6-3. 2 breaks. He will serve first in the second set. Very straightforward match from Sinner so far. Way cleaner than the Brooksby match. And we don't even have to talk about the first 2 matches from Sinner. Those were below his normal level. And he's raising his level, Sinner. Guys, I need to get something real quick. I'll be right back, okay? We'll see you guys in a sec. Nice point from center there. Some good feel around the net. 15 love. Let's see here. Looks like FAA is dominating that fifth set against Davidovich for Kina. If Sinner has an easy match today, will it still help with the rustiness he needs to shed for later? He already shed the rustiness. That's over. That part is over. That part is long gone. He played 3 matches already. That's not a factor anymore. See, that's not... And Sinner overhits the lob. So not playing any tournaments prior to a Grand Slam, I don't think can work for Roland Garros per se. I mean, it could theoretically. I think Alcaraz, that one year when he won it, didn't play that much. He was hurt. I think it was 24. It's a little different for each Grand Slam, but I think especially for like Australian Open and Wimbledon, you could go in there without playing anything and do well if you're a top player. Djokovic has done it in Wimbledon. Nice serve there from Sinner, ace down the tee, 30-15. So the thing is, or Serena used to do it all the time, by the way. Not play anything, come to the Grand Slam like completely out of form and then play yourself into form during the Grand Slam. So certainly that's possible, but there's a risk involved because you are going to be potentially rusty and might not play well. And you might go out. Like, look at Sinner, the first round match against Kecmanovic. Like, that was a tricky match. I don't think he was anywhere near losing or anything like that, but that's a tough match, 5-set match. So once you make it through that and you win like 2-3 matches, then you're already played yourself into it and you're good. So it's not a fact. The rustiness is gone. It's not a factor anymore. Sinner goes down the tee, misses second serve. Great return there from Mochizuki. What a backhand. What an interesting technique. These are like interesting shots because he winds up quite big. I mean, it's still compact to the point that it's on the hitting side. Both forehand and backhand is to some extent similar to Sinner because the racket stays on the hitting side, but the racket covers quite a bit of ground. But then the front part of the stroke is where it's short. So it's kind of longer in the back, and then it's short in the front. And forehand too, it's longer here, and then it's short here. It's a very unorthodox from Mochizuki, but he has great hands. And that type of game works well on grass because the ball is low, you can redirect the pace, use the power of the ball, to redirect. Sinner misses the forehand. Back to deuce. That's for sure the worst forehand I've seen from Sinner today. He's hit many of those in each one of the first 3 matches, but today this is the first poor error I've seen. So That's tough. That low slice pulls center in. He doesn't do enough with the forehand. It's hard to do much with a double forehand. Approach shot, and then a great backhand pass from Mochizuki. So you see that backhand, like he goes here, then he accelerates, the racket whips back, lags back, and then it's like so short here. Very interesting technique. Break point. Monster serve from center. 40 all. Guys, 1 sec. Center with a tough hold here over deuce. Deliver some big serves there when it mattered the most. Up 1-love in the second. Anybody watching the Davidovich-Fokina FAA match? What happened to Davidovich in the 5th set? Why the collapse? Is there physical problems or because he won the 4th set 7-6? Kind of weird to lose the, well, he's not going to lose at 6-0. He's got game point here, but to lose 5 games in a row after winning the 4th set in the tiebreak is kind of weird. What happened in there? You guys know? Oh, might be an ankle issue, okay, with Davidovich-Fokina. Forehand drop shot from Mochizuki, not good enough, but Sinner dumps an easy forehand into the net. He was right there. Let's take a look at slow-mo. Maybe he let that ball drop below the level of the net. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, no, that was an easy forehand there. Sinner made a mess of it. 30, love. Nice touch there from Mochizuki. He's got great feel too, on top of everything else. On top of the quickness, on top of the volley skills. Got big serve too. Now, I was with Emma on the court today, and she's never heard of Mochizuki, and I told her he's 5'9", and she happens to be 5'10", and she was laughing. But that's the beautiful thing about tennis. It's like, you know, I always say this, there's no height requirement in tennis. It doesn't mean if you're a 5'9" as a guy that you have no chance to make it on tour. Look at Mochizuki, he's in the 4th round of Wimbledon. You know, of course, there's optimal height in tennis, and you know, at the top of the game, you see certain heights, or from the best players of all time, you see some similarities in height. But just a general statement, you know, there's no height requirement in tennis. You don't have to be tall to serve well. You don't have to be tall to play high-level tennis. One all, Mochizuki holds, playing some exceptional tennis. Center with the monster serve down the tee, ace. 15 love. Mochizuki slides that forehand wide, goes down the line, 30 love. Similar on the backhand this time, just a little bit wide. Maybe hit both of these last shots a little bit late, Mochizuki. Backhand goes wide there. When he aimed it down the line, 40 love. But he has to, you know, he has to be aggressive. He has to play risky shots if he wants to have a chance against center. He has to do that. So those are not poor errors by any means. Big serve from Yannick. And a very comfortable hold. 2-1. How many rackets do I have? Well, I made a video, a live stream on my racket collection. It was 52 or 53 racket collection. But I get new rackets all the time. Probably right now it's around 60 rackets. Something like that. I like collecting rackets, older ones. I have a lot of Babolat rackets. I don't have any pure strikes right now, but I do have a lot of different pure drives from all different type of generations of pure drives. So I like it. I don't know. I like having rackets, grabbing them, swinging with them. Also use those for content a lot. I've made so many different videos with old rackets. I did a tennis racket time machine where I played like 4 tie breaks with rackets from like a different decade. That was a cool video. Then testing old rackets. That was a long time ago, probably like 2022, I think, that video, 2021. Testing weird rackets, you know, the double strung racket, the 2-handled racket, super oversized rackets. Played a set with the Gamma biggest racket of all time, 137 square inch racket size, 28 inches long. Sitter misses the forehand, 15 love. So yeah, some of it is for content too, my racket collection for sure. What is happening here? Ace for Mochizuki. All right, there we go. It works again. Hold on. Hold on a second. We got a scoreboard problem over here. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Hold on 1 second. Mochizuki holds 2-all. You know, a couple of forehand errors here and there from Sinner. More now than in the first set. But it's interesting with Sinner. I think even during his golden, let's call it the sunshine double swing, I made a whole video. We had a whole discussion about the fact that Sinner was actually kind of off from the back of the court, like he was making more mistakes than normal. And he still won both of those tournaments. So Jannik Sinner does not have to be perfect by any means with his game to win this tournament. Like, he can have some unforced errors here and there. Like, he put it all together at certain FAA wins. He put it all together, like in Madrid, and played like top of his level, especially in the final and semifinal against Fils and Zverev. But even a Sinner that's like not quite at that level can still win Grand Slams, can still win Masters 1000s. A little different if it's like Alcaraz, you know, that's a whole different story when they play each other. But yeah, if you're a Sinner fan and you're concerned about some of these forehand errors, don't be. I still think this is the cleanest match that Jannik has played so far. Even though there are some unforced errors, more coming from the forehand side. You know, the thing is with unforced errors, it's a little bit deceiving, that number, because obviously on the forehand side, most players hit the ball harder. They take more chances there, they risk more, and naturally there are more errors on the forehand side. They also hit more forehands than backhands. They run around the backhand. So it's not that unforced error number being higher on the forehand doesn't mean that the forehand is worse than the backhand necessarily. Sort of makes that forehand barely on the line, goes cross court. Mochizuki with a squash shot, Sinner cross court forehand again. Mochizuki gets it back. The technique is so weird from Mochizuki on the run. Got great hands, but just weird. It looks unorthodox the way he gets those balls back in play. Yeah, let me put a nice poll here for you guys. Hold on. 1 second. Let me see what you guys say. There's a poll for you guys. What do you think? We're going to check this at the end of the match. Can FAA beat Djokovic? Interesting. Very interesting. Most people are saying no, he cannot. He can't beat Djokovic. So we'll check that at the end. Let's do more polls. Those are fun. Has Sinner changed his forehand for Roland Garros? No. Sinner has not changed his forehand. Michael Joseph said Djokovic can go all the way. Nicky has looked good, much better than Sinner. He has. You know, I talked about this after Sinner's first 2 matches. Like, if they played in the 3rd round, I don't know if I would pick Sinner over Djokovic, but I will pick Sinner over Djokovic in the semis, because by then Sinner will have reached his top level. He'll play himself into the tournament. He'll have a big test in the next round. He'll come through that, get confidence from that, and I think by the time semis are there, Sinner is going to be tough. On top of that, there is the battery problem for Djokovic. That's been the number one problem for him playing Sinner. Not the only problem, by the way. I don't think it's all about exhaustion with Djokovic against Sinner. I think there are other reasons. I'll go more into that once we get there in my preview if they end up playing each other. But Djokovic has said himself that, his problem has been that by the time he plays Sinner, he's like, his tank is like empty. He just doesn't have enough left. And so it was a way different, like when they play. And in this context, I'm sticking with Sinner. I think it's going to be Sinner coming through that one. But certainly you're right. Like Djokovic has played better compared to Sinner. For sure. I agree with you there. Mochizuki's serving well. Also hitting the spots quite well. Felix is tougher matchup for Djokovic, but I think Hurkacz, this version of Hurkacz, which I didn't expect, that's a really brutal match as well for Sinner. Don't underestimate Hurkacz on grass. That's brutal too. If he beats Struff, I don't know what the score is there. We'll have to look. Because Struff won the third set. But even Struff could be tough. He's very difficult. Because he plays the exact correct way how you have to play against Sinner. You have to give him no rhythm. And just take his racket out of his hand. Sinner serving at 3-all. Oh, wow. Hurkacz is losing. He looks injured. Oh, wow. That's a bummer. It's so funny. I was going to stream that one to keep an eye on it, but I can't find my other iPad. I have to put it on the TV. It's big hitting there from Sinner, 30-love. Pretty straightforward on his own service games. Now, there were some service games that were a little bit tricky for Jannik. Even some breakpoint chances for Mochizuki. Oh, it's in the 5th set. Struff against Hurkacz. Wow. Man, that Struff guy is a beast. He turns it on like every now and then. Like, doesn't play consistent throughout the year, but every now and then he turns it on. And it's just like, he's such a great player. And Sinner with the love hold. Nice ace down the tee, 4-3. Let's see if he cleans his game up a little bit, because he's been making more mistakes in the second set, especially on the return games. Missing quite a few forehands. So let's see if Sinner locks in, increases the intensity, the focus, and just plays more solid here, and whether he can get the break. So, all right, guys, I'll be right back. Just give me 1 sec. Just got to get something real quick. All right, Senna putting the pressure here on the Mochizuki serve. Was love 30, now 15-30. I found the iPad. It was behind here. Been looking all day for it. I put it behind the scoreboard. So I want to keep an eye on the Struff Hurkacz match. Nice point there from Mochizuki. Wide serve. And then a beautiful cross-court forehand into the open court. Again, you know, his serving is exceptional, Mochizuki. He's got a great serve. Might not be the fastest serve out there, but he places it well. He's getting a good percentage, good mix-up on the serve. Like, for example, that serve was 95 miles an hour. That was the first serve, but it's an excellent serve. Look at that backhand down the line. What a beautifully structured point. I have so much appreciation for a guy like this. Again, 5'9", making it into the 4th round of Wimbledon. So crafty. Now playing high percentage tennis. He's an incredible player. Now, Joe651, I got a great answer for you. I use something called TNNS. It's the best app ever. I've tried to get in touch with him to be affiliated with him, but I'll plug it for free. I'm not affiliated with him. Too much power from Sinner there, back to deuce. It's TNNS, Joe. It's the best app ever. I can't find that match. Where is it? This app is driving me crazy. You know, okay, I'm not going to rant now about ESPN. I already did it. Oh, Hubie retired. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Then no point looking. Hubie retired. Wow, that's a bummer. What's wrong with him? Hope he's not injured seriously. Center with the cross-court forehand. Tricky shot from Mochizuki. Mochizuki has done a good job giving Sinner low balls at the net. And Sinner has, you know, he's done okay with some of these shots, but Mochizuki just setting up the passing shots so nicely. Ball did clip the net ever so gently, making it even more difficult for Sinner. Add in. Yeah, Joe, check out the TNNS app. It's excellent. I have like the paid version. But even the free version is really good. It's got everything you need from an app. Like literally, like nothing more they could have added to it to make it better. It's like, they even have a live chat and stuff. Like, it's really good. A bummer for Hubie. Big bummer. Hope he's okay. Hope he's okay. Nick, do you feel Sinner's feel is not the same? I don't know about this match. I haven't seen him do that many drop shots. For sure, the feel was off in the first round against Kecmanovic. Even in the second round against Borges. I think against Brooksby was a little bit better, but today I don't know. I can't tell you. Hasn't been that many field shots. Mochi said his strategy will be low balls and coming to the net. Hope Sinner didn't watch his press. Yeah, that's the way he plays. I don't know if that's just a specifically crafted game plan for Sinner, but that's just how Mochizuki plays, I think. And that's why he won Junior Wimbledon, and that's why he's in the 4th round of Wimbledon this year. He's an exceptional grass court player. Can keep that ball low, crafty, quick, good spot server. Center slips. Still controls the ball. Mochizuki misses the lob. Breakpoint center. Is it too early to talk about the Croatia-Portugal match? We can talk about it. Go ahead. Let's talk. Hey, Joe651, that's a great point. In some ways, does being short actually help a bit on grass for lower balls? Certainly, you know, guys that are not as tall can have better balance, better stability, better coordination generally. Tall guys sometimes, maybe not on the tour today. It's like not really a thing anymore because even the tall guys move exceptionally well, and they're, you know, they're just good movers. But back in the day, you did have tall guys who didn't move that well for sure, even in the top 100. And if you're a short guy that doesn't move well, you're not going to be on TV. Like, you know, you have to be fast when you're short. You know, that's the thing. But I think naturally, yeah, I think you're right. It's a little bit easier on grass in the movement department when you're not as tall, for sure. Yeah. Center with another forehand miss, and he's complaining there. Hands up into the air. A lot of net errors from Center on the forehand. He does have a very low trajectory on both of his shots. It's even lower on the backhand compared to the forehand. It doesn't mean he hits the ball flat, but it's rather a flat trajectory. So Center still gets a high RPM. So don't be too surprised when Center dumps some balls into the net here and there. He does play with a low trajectory. Alcaraz has the ability to play much higher over the net compared to Center. Now, of course, Alcaraz is versatile, so he can play low, he can play high, play all different type of ways. Center with a very controlled rally here is making Mochizuki play. Mochizuki holding his own, but eventually ends up spraying the backhand long. Break point Center. He is locking in this game and extending the rally. Center. Very good. If you have technology like VAR, I think they should have teams challenge a goal foul, not a referee committee. There used to be a tennis players had a number of challenges that you, or maybe baseball. Yeah, I think you're saying a lot of good things there. You're saying a lot of good things there. A great volley from Mochizuki. Another great volley from Mochizuki, 2 in a row. Wow. That's going to be on Tennis TV, bro. Tennis TV doesn't cover Grand Slams. But that's a highlight reel shot from Mochizuki. 2 fantastic volleys. One inside out with side spin, and then another one cross court. Off a pretty good pass there on the run from Yannick. Slid into that one. Mochizuki very excited. He's having fun out here. Big serve from Mochizuki there, serving volley, but he overhits the backhand volley long. Another breakpoint opportunity for Yannick. Mochizuki looks like he's having fun out here, which is nice to see. Very good body language from Mochizuki. Second serve, this is a huge chance for Center right here. Humongous chance. Yannick Sinner with the backhand error into the net on break point. Back to deuce. Is anyone interested in the Mochizuki ranking after this tournament if he ends up losing this match? Who wants to know Mochizuki's ranking? Right now, he's 151, I think. So Mochizuki is going to be $115. He's going to be 115, guys. There's another player called Mochizuki. It's Yuki Mochizuki. He's ranked 700. This is Shintaro Mochizuki. Game point. What a hold from Mochizuki right there. What a hold from Mochi. How will Sinner play later stages with whatever level he is now? Well, we don't know how Sinner is going to play. First, got to win this. If he wins this, Mochizuki is tough. So let's let him win this. Then he's going to have to win against Struff, which will be tough. Then he'll have to beat Djokovic. I don't know how he's going to play. I'm just giving you an educated estimation at his level based on several factors. Yannick's, just a whole picture of him as a tennis player, how he is, how he performs in tournaments, where he plays his best tennis, which is usually late stages of Grand Slam. So putting into context what's been happening prior to this tournament is important. So my guess is that he's going to be playing better, but I don't know. He could lose this match right here. He could lose to Struff, he could lose to Djokovic, he could lose to Zverev in the final, or Fritz. Who knows what'll happen? That's what makes tennis so fun. That's why you're going to wake up on Saturday as a Sinner fan nervous like crazy when he plays Djokovic, if he plays Djokovic. That's what makes tennis fun. We don't know. Is his roof closed or what? High temperatures on a couple of days for Sinner. Not a factor today. They're playing, it's, what is it, 8 o'clock there? 9 o'clock? You know, they're closing the roof. That's going to be what, 15 minutes? Oh man, I got a battery problem here. Guys, okay, they're closing the roof anyway. We'll take a little break. I'll be right back. You guys stay in here, okay? I will be right back. I have a little bit of a battery problem here. And also I need to check the quality of the stream because I had quality problems on the stream yesterday. It looks like we're doing pretty good with the quality. And we're not perfect though. But we're going to check one more thing here. Hold on. We go to stream health. The stream is healthy, guys. The stream is in great health, which is nice to see. So I will be right back, okay? Coco Gauff is playing right now against Belinda Bencic. The women's tournament is going to get very interesting. Now that both Sabalenka and Rybakina are out, it's going to be very interesting, guys. Oh, Hannah, the plan for tomorrow. That's a good question there, actually. Let me look. Let me look on the order of play. We'll figure it out. Today I'm going to be releasing, I'm going to be so busy today after this. Going to release the Iala serve analysis that I recorded this morning. I have to edit that first. We will release that, and then we're going to have day 7 wrap up. And then tomorrow morning we're going to be live streaming again. So let's take a look at the order of play for tomorrow. And we see what's going on, guys. Order of play. Huh. What is happening? Day 7 is today. So it's day 8. Oh, 8:30 Yala Paolini. We'll do that. And then I might do Fritz Bublik. We'll see. We will see. I don't know yet. For sure, we'll do Yala Paolini. That's the first one. Then it's Dimitrov Ferry. And then it's Lehechka Zverev. On court 1 is Dimitar Kuboli at 8 a.m. Then Keys Noskova and Fritz Bublik. I love covering Bublik, Bublik matches. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see what's coming. You know, we're gonna start strong first thing in the morning, and we'll go from there. DB says better to play the whole match in the same condition. It makes really little sense to play an hour than stop for 10-15 minutes. Well, listen, I agree with you 100%. Like, you know, it's an outdoor tournament. Like, they should try to make every effort to keep it outdoors. You know, if they have to close the roof, it's great. It's great for the fans, great for the players. The tournament gets to continue in the rain. But it's still daylight out. And there's, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. What time is it in London right now? Let me see. What is it? What is this? Is it 8:46? So, like, makes no sense to do it at 8:46 if it's 8:46. Yeah, they can play until 10 over there. It's ridiculous. Like, they should definitely keep it open. And then close it when they can't see anymore. That's when you close the roof and give them lights, which, why wouldn't they be able to use the lights with the roof open? Listen, my reasoning for an outdoor tournament being played outdoors is because some players not prefer, but let's say they train and they acclimate themselves to certain weather conditions, certain outside conditions like wind, you know, so they should be rewarded for that. when we hit tough conditions, because they put in all the work to get good in those conditions. And then some players are better indoors. They have a huge advantage indoors. And it's not fair for this advantage to be utilized at an outdoor tournament. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You know, it'd be like when I used to play in Germany, right? And it was raining all the time. So it was so common. You play an outdoor tournament on clay and it rains and it puts you indoors. And of course, like, I like to go indoors. Happens so many times. And I would end up doing better indoors than outdoors. So it's not cool when this happens at an outdoor tournament, but sometimes it is what it is. You got to continue to play. Better for the players, better for the fans. But yeah, I think they should make every effort to keep this outdoors. Now, who does this benefit? I would say Sinner. Anytime you go indoors, Sinner is going to be cleaner. It's going to be, see, I don't know if this is necessarily faster, because I heard somebody say it gets more humid in there. So I don't know, maybe it's not necessarily faster, but generally it gets faster when the roof is closed. But whether that's the case here, I don't know. I've heard some conflicting things. But we saw last year what Sinner does indoors. He's nearly unbeatable indoors, because you take all the elements that can bother him outside out of the picture. This guy is like unstoppable. So this is a huge disadvantage for Mochizuki. I thought too that the rule was 15-minute break. They warm up again, but I guess they're warming up and it's been 10 minutes. So that's surprising. What did you think of carpet tennis, Nick? Were you sad when it was removed? Personally, not a big fan of carpet, because I destroyed my knee on it when I was in juniors. I grew up on carpet in Germany. I'm a big fan of indoor hard court. That's probably my favorite surface, is indoor hard court. I love it. But carpet, yeah, I think it's a shame that indoor season could be so interesting to put carpet in there and made it ultra fast. You know, it's like, it would just be something different. It'd be interesting to see how players handle it. For sure. Let me see here. Okay. Nick guys, is there anywhere on your channel to get announcements about stream cancellations, delays, or should we just monitor or use our common sense? Right here, Anna, you know what I can do? You can follow me on Instagram or keep track of my community posts. So if even though I don't like using those for like just kind of like insignificant things, I like to post something significant on the community post. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'll keep you posted in the stories. And of course, you hit that notification bell and you'll get notified when the stream is live. But other than that, if you guys follow me on Instagram and check my stories, I will give you updates there. If like today I had to miss the stream in the morning, I didn't do it today, but I will do it in the future if you guys want. I can give you updates there and keep you guys posted. So make sure you follow Intuitive Tennis on Instagram. Center 15 Love. That's a good question, Joe. I'll tap into it in a second. And Mochizuki overhits the forehand, 30 love center. Joe says they close the roof every time during the third match. That's true. Should they just start with the close for the third match to save everyone's time? Absolutely 100% not. This is an outdoor tournament, dude. Like, no. Unless it's raining or something. No, it's an outdoor tournament. You gotta play outdoor. For reasons explained previously. Beautiful play there. I mean, that's so nice to see there. The backhand, bunt, and charge. Look at that. Comes to the net and just transitions through that forehand volley exceptionally well. He was doing that a lot in his match against Hodar. He was transitioning so well in that match. Another thing about the roof, and we can even hear this, it's a different feeling to the match indoors. Another forehand error from Sinner there, 30-all. The ball sounds different indoors, right? There's a different sound to it. And I think that there's a factor for sure. It makes it's different. Might be an advantage or a disadvantage. It's a completely different sound indoors. Big serve from Sinner right there. Swing volley. It's dangerous for Sinner. He gave Mochizuki an opportunity to pass off that volley, but Mochizuki surprisingly doesn't direct his backhand well, and Sinner's got an easy put-away volley there. 40-30. He actually directed it better than it looked initially. The Sinner actually moved over to that side early and covered the down-the-line pass. 40-30. Beautiful point there from Sinner. Wide serve and a very easy inside-out forehand winner, 5-4 Sinner. Hold on, guys. All right, big game right here for Mochizuki. Will he be able to hold on to his serve with Sinner being one game away from the second set? Misses the first serve, second serve. That backhand is so good from Mochizuki. Such a weird technique. Unorthodox, but very effective. 15-love. Drop shot from Mochizuki. Center runs it down. This time, does a much better job with the forehand. He missed an forehand just like this a while back and dumped it into the net, but rolls it nicely there down the line for a winner, 15-all. Sinner serving well in this match again, just like he did in the first 3 matches. A wild forehand error from Sinner there. Return error. But Sinner is at 72% first serves, 11 aces, 1 double fault. Good numbers for Sinner. Surprisingly, Mochizuki only 55% first serves in this match. He's missing quite a few first serves, but he's been strong on the second serve, and Sinner in this second set is having a hard time getting into the Mochizuki service games. Misses 2 consecutive returns. 1540. Was Kyrgios in the singles draw here? No, Kyrgios was not here. I think he played doubles, didn't he? Or was scheduled to play doubles and pulled out. I don't know. But singles, he would have needed a wild card and he didn't get one. Ace Mochizuki, 5-all. I am surprised that Mochizuki has been able to, get a set, win 5 games in a set. I'm very surprised. I thought that Sinner would keep this under 5 games lost per set. Interesting. The return of serve has been poor this set from Yannick. First set was pretty good. I think he broke Mochizuki twice. But this set having some trouble, despite the low first serve percentage from Mochizuki. A rough start here to this service game. Double fault. Love 15. Oh, you played Kyrgios played doubles with Bublik. Okay, I don't know. Did he lose first round? Mochizuki with the backhand down the line approach shot center. Forehand passing shot winner cross court 15-all. Yeah, that's a dangerous situation right there for Sinner. That's a pretty good play from Mochizuki. This could have been love 30 right here, but Sinner was clutch. Sinner better get that first serve in now. Dangerous part of the match right here for Sinner. Not dangerous in a sense of him losing, but dangerous in a sense of the match being complicated when it really shouldn't. Excellent inside-out forehand from Sinner and a clean overhead into the backhand corner, 30-15. Ad Twin played tennis today and felt great. I'm glad to hear that. Nice to hear. Nothing better than going out there and playing some tennis. Can I get a Vamos Mexico for the World Cup today? Vamos Mexico. I'm sorry, but who they're playing? I have no idea. Who's Mexico playing? Ace Center 40-15. Oh, they're playing England. Oh. Wow. That's tough. That's tough. Consecutive aces from Sinner. Nice hold. 6-5. He's got to make some returns right here, Sinner. It was interesting at that 15-all, he hit 2 returns into the corners hard. Sinner is so good usually at returning right down the center, he goes through here in this zone right here from both sides. But in that game, 15-all, he was looking for the clean outright winner on the return and missed two returns in a row. So that was kind of weird. That's one of Sinner's best returns, the middle one, because he rips it low, hard, long. A lot of times the guy gets backed up at that return and gives him something a little bit weaker, and that's when then Sinner goes into the corners hard and starts dominating. That's why Sinner has the best return game on the on the ATP Tour. It's not because of outright winners and spectacular returning. It's more because of that, like just being able to break more than anybody else. And he does that by making a lot of strong returns. And a lot of them go right through the center. How's your Wimbledon predictions going, Coach? Weaker than, like I said before, my women's predictions keep getting worse and worse. I don't know why. On the first round. Overall, later stages, it's a little bit hit and miss. Some good calls, some poor ones. But first round, men kind of the same as always. But women worse. Oh, what a volley there from Mochizuki. Excellent play. Looked like he might hit that volley short. Sinner was kind of moving forward or diagonally trying to cut it off. And then Mochizuki goes deep with the volley and puts Sinner in a tremendous amount of trouble. Puts away the overhead. 30 love. There's that backhand down the line from Mochizuki. 2 of them in a row. The second one a winner. This backhand is so interesting the way he hits it. It's very flat, that backhand. Very interesting technique. $40 love. Fun player to watch for sure, Mochizuki. And there's Mochizuki with the comfortable hold. And we're in a tiebreak, guys. Tiebreak. Interesting. I would not have thought that we were going to see this, a tiebreak in the second set. And again, this guy is playing well, Mochizuki, and Sinner better clean up his game right here. He could lose this set. Ace Sinner to start the tiebreak. Down the tee. 1 love. Oh, True Tennis Vibe for real? That's crazy. The stream is not that delayed today, I guess. And a backhand miss from Mochizuki there. Try to hit it cross court. Misses it wide. Mini break Sinner. 2 love. Nice serve from Mochizuki there. Down the tee, and a drop shot goes into the net. Double mini break Sinner. 3 love. Couple of loose points from Mochizuki there at the worst possible time. Big serve from Yannick down the tee, and a forehand error from Mochizuki. 4-love. 3 unforced errors in a row from Mochizuki in this tiebreak. But if you're just tuning in, don't get it twisted. Mochizuki played an exceptional set so far. Spectacular tennis, and has actually put Yannick in quite a bit of trouble in this set. This tiebreak is not representative of how he's been playing. First serve into the net, second serve from Sinner. As I said before, Sinner's serve numbers are looking rock solid. 73% first serves. 14 aces. Return error from Mochizuki. Sinner pumps the fist. 5-love. Sinner with the inside in forehand return winner. That rhymes. 6-love. Very soft serve though from Mochizuki. Didn't place that one well. Didn't also have the right trajectory, 82 miles an hour. And Sinner makes mincemeat out of that one. 6-love. 6 set points for Sinner. Second serve from Mochizuki. Let's see if Sinner will pounce again on this one. Inside out backhand from Sinner. Down the line backhand from Sinner. Mochizuki pops the ball up. Overhead from Sinner. And there's the set. 7-love tiebreak for Sinner. Of course, Sinner played well, but Mochizuki, too many unforced errors in this tiebreak. Played a great set overall, though, with some spectacular shot making. And Mochizuki will serve first in the third set. So, guys, let's take a little break. You guys stay put. We'll be right back, okay? We'll be right back. Sinner ripping forehands here, cross court. He goes down the line. Backhand down the line, goes long. 15 love. Mochizuki misses the forehand wide, 15 all. Coco Gauff was up a break on Benches, but Benches breaks back to back on serve. 4-3 Gauff in the first set. But love 30 on the Benches serve. Slice back in from Yannick. Yes, good forehand deep. Another slice from Yannick. Is mixing things up here. Very good rally from both players. And Sinner saw the opening there cross court and redirected his backhand. Exceptionally well. 15-30. What's going on with Yannick? I'm not sure if Mucci's disrupting his game or if he's simply not there mentally. Well, first and foremost, Yannick is mentally there. I mean, he won the tiebreak 7-0, so he was very clutch. Didn't play his best tennis in the second set, certainly, but it's all about coming through, getting the W, giving yourself the chance to play better on the next day or in the next set or in the next game. That's what tennis is all about, and the best of the best, they have the ability to come through even when they're not at their best. So I think this is all positive for Yannick. I do think he comes through Struff in the quarters. It's going to be a tough test. Struff will disrupt his rhythm, but I expect Yannick to play even better in that match, and then most likely Djokovic in the semis, where Yannick will have to play even better than that. So he'll have to continuously raise his level, and I think he will do that. Breakpoint opportunity for Sinner in the first game on the Mochizuki serve. World Cup spoilers? I'm not watching World Cup. I don't even know what's going on. I've never been talking about World Cup. No idea. If you're talking about people in the chat, I don't know. I'm not reading every single thing in the chat, but yeah, I mean, people in here are giving World Cup spoilers. Ban what? World Cup spoilers? All right, guys, no World Cup spoilers. How about that? Don't spoil it for people, even though, I get this a lot, like with my thumbnails. It's very irritating, actually. Like, you're on the internet and you're going in the comment section of someone and complaining about spoiling the match, but like, what are you doing on the internet? Like, if you're gonna just watch the match, stay off the internet, or your result is going to be spoiled. Like, just stay off the internet and watch the match. Like, what are you doing on YouTube looking through thumbnails? Like, you're gonna find out who won. Like, just don't do that. Like, But yeah, don't spoil the World Cup results, I guess. I get it, Anna. Since it's not tennis related, I understand what you're coming from. I'm talking more specifically for tennis. This is a very frequent comment, by the way. Not just for me, it's for all across the board on the tennis related content, like highlight reels. People are always complaining about spoilers in the thumbnails. And I'm like, you know, unless you're watching the highlights as if you're watching the match to be surprised who won, I get that part, but yeah, I don't know. That's the problem on the internet is you're gonna find out accidentally, and you're gonna get everything spoiled. Yannick so far applying a lot of pressure on Mochizuki, whose level has dropped ever since that tiebreak started, producing more errors than before. Yannick will breeze through this set. I think it's going to be over in about 15 minutes, this thing. Did you watch Silverstone, Nick? It was a crazy race. No, I've been on the court all day today. Recording with Emma Burgic. I made the Yala serve video. I've been on the court all morning, and I came home. I doing this and not seeing anything today. No World Cup, no Silverstone, nothing. What did you think of Osaka winning? I think it's incredible. Incredible. She still got it. She can still go deep in the slams. She's proven that last year. I had my doubts, but she proved it last year. Actually, by making the final of Montreal, she proved it to me. That was a very good tournament from Osaka. And then she played well at the US Open too, so yeah, she still got it. I agree with you, DB. When Sinner's first serve percentage is high, nobody's breaking this guy, not even Djokovic. And the serve has been steady the whole tournament, which is unusual. And I think the reason why he's been a little bit more shaky from the baseline at certain times in this first 4 matches is the fact that he hasn't played that much on grass. So I think that's going to be happening less and less as we get to the late stages of the tournament. Let's see if Sinner applies additional pressure here and gets the double break. Yep, a lot of pressure from Yannick right there. Love 15. Break point for Bencic, 4-all on the golf serve. And break for Bencic, 5-4. Yannick with the inside-in forehand return winner. And he almost looked like he didn't hit it clean, but let's take a look here in the slow-mo. Let's see. No, he hit it clean. He hit it clean. He hit it clean, but it looked almost like he wasn't clean. What a winner right there. A lot of spin on that return. He hit it towards the bottom of the string bed. It's very common that players hit the ball a little bit beneath the center right here. Even Federer used to hit it there often. And then when that's the case, you know, the actual racket closes shortly after contact. So it looks like they shanked the ball. They actually didn't. They hit it with the strings. But because it's below the center, the racket goes like this afterwards. That backhand from Mochizuki is something else. That's something else. No. Unreal. 40-30, Mochizuki with the game point. Great return from center, inside out. He's really punishing that second serve from Mochizuki. Deuce. So far this third set, maybe the best level I've seen from center in the entire tournament. Lots of moms in the last 10 years coming back to play. Maybe Sharapova next? I don't think so. I think Sharapova is done. There's no way. Not Sharapova. I don't think so. Mochizuki with another great rally there. Backhand drop shot brings Yannick Sinner in, who tries to angle the ball off, but Mochizuki is too quick. It's a great forehand down the line. Shot. Sinner can't get to it. Add in. And Sinner rips the forehand into the backhand corner, but dumps into the net, like many other times in this match, especially in that second set. Mochizuki holds 2-1. Bencic serving for the first set, 30-all, 5-4. A long rally, Bencic down the line, forehand, down the line backhand. And Coco misses a forehand long, 40-30. You know, I would be surprised if Coco lost this match. I thought she was going to win this comfortably. You know, even though Bencic has reached the semifinals here last year, she's an exceptional grass court player, but I just thought Coco was going to raise her game in this match. Let's take a look here. Sheesh. Yep. Can't get to it. Korgoff is 5-2 against Bencic in the head-to-head. 5-2. WTA website is so bad at the head-to-head. ATP is way better. They got to change that on the WTA website. The head-to-head portion of their website is terrible. It gives you all kinds of unnecessary stats. Instead of actually listing the matches right beneath the head-to-head, you never can find the actual matches that they've played. Love 15. Sasho 888 RP PRM. Were you okay with Serena getting wild card? I was fine with it. Look, you know, for me, I was actually very upset that Dan Evans didn't get one. I think I understand when Venus and Serena get wild cards. I get it. It's great for the tournament. Creates a lot of you know, excitement. Fans are packing the stands and all that. That's a big kick serve from Yannick right there. Very heavy. 103. And Mochizuki misses the return, 15-all. I get that they gave him to they gave it to Serena. It's all good. I thought it was interesting that Serena came back. I don't know the purpose of it. I don't know what she plans to do in the future. I just don't know. I don't know what the point is. Maybe we'll find out soon. Maybe she's going to plan to play a season or something, or she just wants to play one tournament and that's it. Or I don't really know anything. So we shall see. Yeah. 30-15. Nice serve from Sinner right there. He's serving well. (40-15). Taking care of business on his own service games, Jannik Sinner. Big time. He's taking care of business. What is this? What is going on here? And a 15 hold from Sinner. He's serving well. Bencic takes the first set. Wow. Surprised with that one. Yeah, I made a whole segment on one of my videos about Dan Evans. Maybe it was like 2 days ago or something. I remember somebody commented, Dan Evans lost in the first round of qualies, so Wimbledon made the right call by not giving him a wild card. Listen, wild cards, let's save that topic for another day. I've talked enough about it. But yeah, I'm definitely think Dan Evans should have gotten a wild card. Let's just leave it at that. 15 love Mochizuki. He made he really on this stage, he showcased his talents. He's playing really well. I thought he might go away after that tiebreak, which wasn't good for Mochizuki. And then Sinner breaking early here in the third, I thought, Mochizuki might go away, but no, he's hanging on. He's hanging on here, and continuing to play well. 30 love. Maybe he can keep this third set within one break. Thomas Janzo, can you just say a few words about Bublik's belly? He's got at least 10 kilos too much. Is that not a big disadvantage? I don't know. I don't really know if that's true, what you're saying. I really don't know. Maybe it's just a shirt that's sticking to him in a specific way. It's Emporio Armani. Maybe it's the material. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I can't really comment on that. Maybe it's this posture. That's what I'm blaming my belly on. I always say I'm not standing up straight. Jannik with the down the line backhand return winner, 30 all. There I said Mochizuki was hanging in here in the third. Keep it within one break, but Jannik Sinner, look at that RPMs on that backhand. One of the heaviest backhands on the ATP Tour, Jannik Sinner. It's a miracle, his backhand. Ace Mochizuki, 40-30. Because it's got the combination of like heavy RPM, like more than Djokovic, more than Zverev, but it's also low trajectory, which means that he can absolutely unload on that thing and hit it like very consistently. It's really an incredible thing. The Sinner backhand. Mochizuki backhand compared to Sinner, it's far, far less RPM. Far less. And Mochizuki with a beautiful hold here, pumps himself up. He's playing good tennis. Thomas, I don't know, man. I don't really know about Bublik. I didn't see those pics. I really don't like commenting on people's physical. I know it's tennis related and all that, and you could make the argument, oh, it's okay to do this on guys, comment on their bodies and all that. But I would never do it on women. I would never comment on somebody's like physical appearance, ever. And I'm not going to do it on the men either. Keep it equal, keep it fair. So I'll comment on it if somebody like puts in the work in the gym and bulks up or something. I think that could be interesting, but yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Let me see here. Center 15 aces, 72% first serves in. Good serve numbers. 3 double faults. The crazy thing with Mochizuki is that he's only got 55% of first serves in, and he doesn't have the fastest second serve. So it's close to a miracle how well he's played and avoided more breaks of serve on his serve with those serve numbers. Because with those serve numbers, the score could be like 6-2, 6-1, 6-1 for center. So what I'm trying to say is like I'm complimenting Mochizuki. I think he's played incredible tennis. A lot of times going over his second serve and still hanging in there with center. Quite impressive. And even here, look, he's making center work. He's like doing these like dipping passes into the feet of center, making center's life a nightmare. And you can now understand how the two youngsters fell apart against Mochizuki. Like Quinn, who was in the final of Mallorca prior to playing Mochizuki. I had Quinn in the 4th round. Mochizuki took him out. And then Hodar, we all know Hodar, how good he played in the clay court season. He was able to take out, Mochizuki was able to take out Hodar as well. So it makes a lot of sense now, even more sense, when you see him play center. Here's lob 40 on the center serve. Can you believe this? I'm going to own up, like I said, center is going to breeze through this 3rd set. I thought Mochizuki was falling apart, but such good body language. He was pumping himself up in that previous service game. Here he is, lob 40 on the center serve. Are you kidding me? And center with a very heavy second serve. Thank you for the stat. That's a great stat, DB. 27 points of 31 at the net for Mochizuki in the match, I would suppose. Let me see here. Is that match? Yeah, it's got to be match. Net points, Mochizuki. Yeah, 27-31. That's insane. 87% of net points won from Mochizuki. That's an insane statistic, actually. Yannick Sinner, a very strong forehand into the backhand corner of Mochizuki, who pops up the ball. That goes long. Second breakpoint chance saved. 30-40. There's a monster serve from center to save break point. Big time play right there. Bagnozzi and Cahill on their feet. That's big time stuff right there from Jannik. From love 40 to 40 all with some exceptional tennis. Coco's got a lot of double faults, really? Let me check. Let me check Coco double faults. There's not that many, actually, 7. And it's like 6-4-1 love. 7, I mean, it's a lot, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's a lot, I guess, for a set in one game, because they should probably finish with double-digit double faults. Maybe, like, you know, maybe 15, which is crazy. So, yeah, that's a lot of double faults. I agree with you. Mochizuki's so good at passing. And Jannik with a great little forehand cross-court drop volley. But Mochizuki keeping that ball so low when Jannik comes to the net, really testing the volley skills of Jannik Sinner. He's a very tricky player, Mochizuki. Sinner wins 5 consecutive points and holds from love 40, 4-2. Joe 651, how is it that Sinner can just turn it on so easily like that under pressure, man? That's like, you as a tennis player, you can just wish to have that ability. You know, it's just the stuff that these big timers have, like, you know, the best players, they have the skill. And even among them, there are some that are better at it than others. It's super important, something like this. What a drop shot from Mochizuki. Absolutely perfect. This guy has a really good feel. 15 love. Just look at it in slow-mo. Forehand approach shot down the line. Look at a little dropper here. Absolutely perfect cross court. So yeah, no, having the ability to find these ace serves and just kind of lock in and play your best tennis, that's how you win the biggest tournaments. It really is, because everybody goes through stretches where they play poorly, but, you know, the best players, they somehow figure out to win the clutch points in a match. Like Djokovic, for example, every single match, the same thing. Today against Safi Ulin, like, he won the clutch points, ended up winning that thing, and plays best tennis. That's what it is, you know. That's called being a champion. It's a very difficult. It can't be taught, man. You know, how are you going to teach someone to pull out? Okay, I'm going to teach you how to come up with like 5 aces like Boris Becker when you're low 40 on your serve. I'll teach you how to do that. You can't. Like, you can either do it or not. So it's no. You coach somebody, you tell them to try your absolute best when you're down. Don't give up. Fight. You know, try to come back. Play smart, high percentage tennis. That's, you know, a different thing. But to have this ability, like Boris Becker, I'll never forget this. Like, Boris Becker on numerous occasions would like serve 5 consecutive aces down low 40 and hold serve. Can you imagine that? There's a clip on YouTube against, who was it? Was it Medvedev, I think? Maybe Andre Medvedev at the US Open. Sinner goes hard, down the line, misses, 30 all. Mochizuki pumping his fist again. He's fighting hard. Emir says, do you think we're witnessing post-prime Sabalenka, Rybakina, Swiatek, or just some rough patches? Although Iga has made up to her level since after Olympics. Well, don't forget, Iga won Wimbledon last year, so I don't know. I think it's too early, to be honest with you. I wouldn't listen. Like Rafa said, if you win one Grand Slam in a season, that's a good season. Sabalenka hasn't won one yet, but she won the Sunshine Double. So it's way too early to say something like that. Maybe if they play like this for 2 years, I think Iga is, hers is like a little bit more accurate because she hasn't really played well since Wimbledon last year. So breakpoint chance for Sinner. Let's see if Iga can turn it around. I don't know. And there's Mochizuki. Serve and volley, backhand volley winner, saves breakpoint back to deuce. Wow. So yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit trickier for Swiatek to get the form back compared to Sabalenka and Rybakina. I think they're way closer to their top level than Swiatek is. There's a little bit different scenario there. We shall see. Mochizuki serves and volleys again, but this time Yannick Sinner gives him the shoelace ripper, and Mochizuki can't handle it. Another break point opportunity for Yannick. Mochizuki with the backhand cross court, man. That backhand is so funky. He comes in, inside out. Oh, for God's sake, Yannick. Jesus. He slipped with the stupid roof closure. We got it humid in there and slippery. Yannick fell really hard, ran down a really good inside-out backhand volley from Mochizuki, who served and volleyed again. And Yannick was trying to hit a running forehand winner and slipped over there. He seems to be okay. He's falling a lot, but he's okay. Misses the return. I don't know. If it's slippery like that, just do it like Sampras and just blast the return and just get out of here. Just serve this out and come back during the day when it's like another slippery. I don't know, man. Being slippery courts is like the absolute worst. That's scary, man. Oh, that would have been a bummer if Sinner hurt himself and has to pull out of this. Great return there. Deuce. What can they do to make it less slippery? I don't know, like leave the roof open? But I understand it's dark outside and stuff. I get it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, I have no idea how to make it less slippery. I don't know. Yeah, Alex, that fall in the first round was absolutely horrifying because he looked like his legs went like this and it could have hurt his knee. And then he was touching his hip. Yeah, that fall against Kecmanovic was very scary. Yep. But Mochizuki is a tough customer, man. He's really testing Sinner. And as I say this, he misses a forehand drop volley very close to the net off a very good serve. Back to deuce. Gauff up 3-1 in the second set. She's so good at bouncing back in matches, fighting. Yannick Sinner applying the pressure on Mochizuki, spreading the balls nicely, ripping it into the corners, but Mochizuki staying alive, popping up lobs like crazy, but Yannick Sinner, too solid on the overhead. Another breakpoint opportunity for Yannick. Add out. Anna, I agree. Mochi played great. I agree with you. He played a good match. Yep. Could be double break again, just like the first set here for Sinner. That second set, though, from Mochi, that was, yeah, he really tested Yannick. Even though the tiebreak was 7-love, that's a little bit scary for Yannick towards the end of that one, you know? Yannick with the down the line backhand return. And Mochizuki with the forehand down the line winner. He is not going away so easily here, fighting like crazy. Breakpoint chance saved. Look at that forehand from Mochizuki. There's no player I feel trust more than Sinner to put away an overhead. Yeah, I can see that. He's very solid on the overhead, but Alcaraz too, though. I think Alcaraz too. Yep. Aden, Mochizuki fighting very hard to hold here. I think so, Joe651. I probably would tear the whole court up, yeah, if there were spikes. Yep. They do wear grass court shoes, though, with little knobs on the bottom. But then they're not spiky, they're like flat knobs. And Mochizuki with this super impressive hold pumps himself up. A very good game here for Mochizuki. Incredible hold. Let's check the stats here. Always keep an eye on Yannick Sinner's first serve percentage. Yannick has 15 aces, 3 double faults, and he's at 72% first serves won, 80% of first, okay, sorry, 72% first serves in, 80% first serve points won, 57% second serve points won. Breakpoint saved, 3 out of 3. Net points, Sinner is 18 out of 25, 72%, and Mochizuki is 88% and won 28 out of 32 points at the net. Sorry, 80, he won 32 out of 39%. 32 out of 39 times the point at the net. That's 82%. It dropped a little bit, got updated. 82% net points won from Mochizuki. Very high numbers. He's an incredible net player. And love 15 here. You know, Sinner better be careful. This type of match can easily turn into a nightmare. You got a guy here who's fighting really hard. He's still very, very dangerous. Sinner's got to put him away and get off the court here. You know, he's got to put this match to rest right now. Get a hold here and then break and just get off the court. Don't want to let this guy hang around and get into a tie break or break your serve back because he's very, very dangerous. Sinner with a very strong rally there. Aggressive forehands, forces the error from Mochizuki, who shanks a forehand cross court 15-all. it's interesting. Like forehand quality went up in the second set, but my gut feeling was the forehand was worse in the second set compared to the first set. So maybe, it got better towards the end of the second set. But I remember like watching this match, I had a feeling the forehand was really bad in the second set, worse than the first set, even though the shot quality numbers are higher in the second set. Because remember, like in the first set, he broke twice. The first set was pretty straightforward, he made some forehand errors here and there, but second set, Jannik started making more. It just felt to me like he was hitting the forehand worse. But then he played a great tiebreak, right? Won at 7-love. Played well towards the end of the set. And Mochizuki misses a backhand down the line. He's made a lot of those today. 40-15. Nick, which surface you think makes it hardest to break serve and why? Does service itself matter most or is it more about the player? Yeah, surface matters a lot. And then, of course, the player. I would say carpet. Well, actually, there's funny. I just reposted, somebody posted a match of a Davis Cup match between France. It was Henri Lecomte played against, was it Paraguay? And how do you call that in English? Center with a nice hold, by the way. In German, it's called parquet. It's like the wood what you have in the gyms, Old school basketball courts or old school gyms had that parquet. I don't know what you call that in English. They played on that, and that was like lightning fast. Like, that's insanely fast. And actually, France ended up losing that Davis Cup match. I think, don't quote me on that. I don't know, but I think they lost. But I think that became illegal, that surface, very quickly. ITF banned it. I would say carpet would be the most difficult surface to break serve on. Carpet, even worse than grass, I would say. Or the old school grass from the 90s, because that grass was different. I would say that. 15 all. By the way, 230 votes on the can FAA beat Djokovic, and we're at 45% yes, 55% no. So 45% of the people think that FAA can beat Djokovic. So the majority thinks that he can't. Very interesting. Very interesting. Second serve. Look at that. That serve is so lively from... Did you see the flight path of that thing? So lively. 84 mile an hour, not that fast, but lively. And center with the down the line. Parquet flooring. Okay, thank you. Stateless Rich. Beautiful backhand down the line winner from Jannik. 15-30. Jannik overhits the forehand. 30 all. That hasn't been a problem so much, this type of mistakes where he overhits. It's rather been net errors. Net errors for Jannik. More than usual. Jannik comes in off the backhand return. Who said there's never a worry for Jannik hitting overheads? I agree with you. Jannik rock solid there, even though he plays the short backhand right into the racket of Mochizuki. He gets a lob and puts away the overhead with ease. 30-40, match point Sinner. Can he finish it off right here and get 2 breaks in the third set, just like he did in the first set, where he got 2 breaks? Sinner still looks bad. Can't win it this year if he doesn't raise his level, says Restless Dreams. And Yannick Sinner is a inside-out forehand winner and takes this match 6-3, 7-6, 6-3 over a very good Mochizuki who made a name for himself in this tournament. He's a phenomenal player, fun to watch, very crafty, incredibly quick. And the match stat that DB pointed out that stands out is the amount of points Mochizuki has won at the net, which is incredible. He won 33 out of 40 points at the net, Mochizuki, against Yannick Sinner, who is, in my eyes, the best passer on the ATP Tour. And so this number, 83% of net points won from Mochizuki, deserves a lot of respect. This is like mind-bogglingly good from Mochizuki. The guy is so quick, phenomenal player, and I think soon we're going to see him in the top 100. There's quite a few youngsters coming up from Japan. Let me pull up the Japanese rankings and I'll tell you who's on the come up out of Japan. There was a guy that beat Kyrgios in Stuttgart. Shima, I'm going to mess up the name. I'll read it to you. Hold on. We're going to look up the Japanese rankings. Japan, where is it? Hold on. Where is Japan at? There it is, Japan. Japan. All right, look at this. That guy that I was talking about, he beat Kyrgios. He's number 1 in Japan, okay? Shima Bukuro, Sho. He is number 1 at 90 in the world. And he's a little bit older, he's 28. He's the one that beat Kyrgios in Stuttgart. Then we have Sakamoto at number 2. He's youngster, 20 years old. Then we have Mochizuki at 151, number 3 in Japan. So they're right next to each other in the rankings. And Mochizuki's live rank looks here, it's like 108, but I looked it up on LTR and it was like 120. So I don't really know. But Mochizuki is a youngster too. He's only 23 years old. So I think we can expect, Sakamoto and Mochizuki to go into the top 100. And potentially Japan could have, 3 guys in the top 100. Taro Daniel is older. He's dipped a little bit in the rankings, 200. He's a former top 100 player. And then, of course, Nishioka. You guys remember Nishioka? He's a little bit older too. He's 30. His career high ranking was 24 in the world. He's an incredible player, lefty. But we got a couple of youngsters here, Sakamoto and Mochizuki, who can do big things. Can have like 3 top 100 players from Japan. So this was super entertaining, guys. A very interesting match. A lot of you guys are worried about Sinner. You think he's playing poorly. He's making a lot of mistakes, and you guys are worried. Because I've even seen people say that, he's not going to win if he plays like this. This is no good. It's not about how you play here in the quarters, or this 4th round. He could even play poorly against Struff. Doesn't matter. He comes through in like, let's say, 4 tight sets against Struff, or 5 sets, or maybe he plays absolutely horrendous tennis. Okay, let me just give you one example of exactly this. Do you remember how Djokovic played against Musetti? He played horrible, lost the first 2 sets, then Musetti had to pull out. And then Djokovic at the Australian Open beats Sinner in the semis and plays out of his mind. So these are the champions that, as long as they come through, they give themselves another chance to compete, they are likely to find their best tennis when it matters the most. So don't worry if you're a Sinner fan. Don't be too excited if you are a Sinner troll, because it's all about getting the W right now and staying on the court, how shall I put it, as little as possible. Not getting into these monster matches, extended matches where you can wear yourself out. So this is a great match from Sinner. 2 straight set victories in a row. Exactly what the doctor prescribed. I will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 for the Yala Paolini match, which should be very exciting. Look out for a couple of videos on Intuitive Tennis later today. We got the Yala serve analysis. This is a much requested. I mean, I'm so late with this video. This has been requested for like months. And I finally got a little bit of time to do it. I had to sacrifice this morning's live stream to do it. And to do another thing with Emma. That's the reason why I didn't end up live streaming this morning. Because I promised Emma Burgess to record with her. And she's playing in tennis league in Atlanta. And she's leaving today. She left right after our session. So look out for the Yala serve video today. Actually, I'm going to release it today. And then look out for day 7, right? Is it day 7? Day 7 wrap up later this evening with some interesting things about today's today's matches at Roland Garros. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right? 8:30, guys. Let me check a couple more things. Cam. I'm not Cam. I'm Nick. Cam is the other guy from Australia that streams. Cam, also known as the king of all streamers. Tennis streamers, that is. I'm not Cam, man. I'm Nick. All right, guys. Let's wrap this one up. I never the score didn't update. Hold on a second. We want to make sure we click there. There it is. Straight set victory for Sinner. Anna, what's the plan? Plan is a couple more videos today on Intuitive Tennis that are going to be uploaded. And then 8:30 tomorrow morning, Yala Paolini will be on time as usual. And I will see you guys then, okay? All right, guys. Take care.